Alright you guys, today I'm going to be talking about composting. It's something that we do every day, and in California, well, now it's the law. Alright, so I'm going to take you guys with me out to the compost pile, and we have to kind of go downhill a little bit, so it's going to be kind of a bumpy ride, so hopefully I don't get you guys seasick. But I want to just show you guys what we do for our composting. And I think it's a pretty easy and simple solution. And I hope you like it. Alright, so it's kind of hard to make out on camera, but that's a big pile of leaves right there with our compost underneath it. You can probably see like a little eggshell sticking out. And another important component is this other pile of leaves right here that we use to kind of layer. And what I like to do is basically do what I'm going to do right now and just dump whatever kitchen scraps that we have on top. And then later on, when it gets kind of piled up here, I just cover it with some leaves and just keep the process going. After a while, I will turn it with a pitchfork, kind of turn it over, and then it will become some pretty awesome dirt. We also, try to basically keep it looking as clean as possible, because, we don't want it to look like a garbage pile. So when it starts getting kind of shabby looking, then that's the time to kind of that's when you're supposed to put your next layer on. And we, put, as you can see, like clippings from plants. And if we had a real lawn that we mowed, I'd probably put grass clippings on here every once in a while too. But we don't really have grass that needs to be mowed that much because we pretty much live out in the woods. As you can see, there's leaves and trees everywhere, and so the grass doesn't grow very thick, and what grass that does grow usually gets eaten by the deer. We do weed eat in certain spots that it takes Ron baby about a half an hour to weed eat every year, so we really don't have that much grass clippings, but you certainly can layer with some grass clippings as well on your compost to make it better. And this is just, kind of a passive compost pile. It's not an active one where you like put it in some type of container and spin it every day, or, build some sort of contraption. As you can see, there's nothing really around this compost pile. The people that first built this place built a lot of terraced area. And so I'm just using one of the terraces that they built as the area for composting for now. Eventually we might grow some stuff in here. Ron and I don't really eat that much vegetables, as you guys probably know from watching our channel. So yeah, there's probably not much I'm going to be growing in here, but it is a good thing to have some good soil and some dirt and not be throwing all this stuff into the landfill. Alright, so you guys are probably wondering, why in the world is she showing a compost pile? Well, it's all part of living out here. We live out in the woods, okay? We live far away from any place that will pick up garbage. We have to deal with our own stuff. We pack it in, we pack it out. Every 2 or 3 months we go to the dump. And that entails having big, huge garbage cans full of trash. And then eventually filling up Ron's pickup truck with it. And in the meantime, we have to keep bears, coyotes, raccoons, skunks, you name it, out of our garbage pile. And the bears, I can tell you right now, even with big cinder blocks on it, if they want to open it, they can open it. They can open your car door like it's a can opener. So we can't even leave like snacks in our car. Like, the bear will smell it and get in there. I actually, have seen bear evidence around here, and Ron has actually caught a video of the bear on our trail cam. And if I could, I would include the footage here, but I just can't. I don't know how to take it from that camera and put it on my phone. So, but yeah, just trust me, there was a big bear out in our area where we keep garbage and around our well house, just basically looking for something to eat. So we cannot keep anything that has a potential for being stinky in our garbage. Now, I'm a carnivore and Ron is heavily meat-based, but we still have kitchen scraps. We still have vegetable scraps because he does eat potatoes and things like that on occasion. And we do have eggshells. So our solution is basically to compost it and leave the compost pile open. So if the animals want to get whatever they're going to get it. And also on top of that, we take the meat scraps, because you want to keep that separate from your compost, and just throw them out into the trees. And so whatever critter wants it can get it. And I could tell you right now, like every morning I have ravens outside waiting for their, whatever we have left over from breakfast. So if it's not just, animals on the ground, we have birds that pick this stuff up too. Where we live, there's everything. We have deer. We actually have 2 or 3 different kind of deer, I think, that I've noticed. We have all kinds of birds. We have mountain lions. We have bobcats, raccoons, skunks, wolves, we have coyotes, we have everything. So trying to fight with these guys over garbage is ridiculous. And we do not want to go and have to pick up a big, huge mess that a bear or something like that has made out of our garbage pile. So we just say, have at it, guys. And whatever's left over that's compostable, we'll compost, and everybody's going to be happy. I have always off and on had a compost anyway, and even when I lived in San Francisco in a motorhome, I still composted, because I would take it, to places like the Rainbow Co-op or garbage cans at the park. San Francisco is set up for that. They have, for years now, probably at least 30 years that I know of, have had, the garbage can, and then the recycle can, and the compost can. There was also, like, every neighborhood had some sort of green waste area that you could, like, drop your compost off at, or even community gardens and things like that. The public there was very educated on that, and that was something that they wanted to do, and they weren't mandated to do it. They just did it. They are the only place I know of, really personally, that's perfectly set up for that. The Seattle area is pretty close. There's always, like, some sort of green, at least for your yard waste, place where you can drop stuff off. Here, there's only, in our county, there's only like a couple, and they're just for yard waste. It's not for, like kitchen scraps. California last year passed a law that basically says that you can't put any food waste whatsoever in the garbage anymore. Trash has to be trash. And that's it, period. They gave certain rural counties that don't have that much of a infrastructure for that an extension on it. I think it was like a 5-year extension. But to be perfectly honest, from what I have seen all over California, San Francisco area is pretty much the only place that's set up for that. So it's not really that advantageous right now. Restaurants are scrambling, supermarkets, places that have to throw away food because it's bad or whatever, and the health department doesn't allow much giving away of that extra stuff. Because, like, used to, like, people would go around and, like, say, hey, I have to have this stuff for my pigs or my chickens or whatever, and they could get it from the restaurants. I'm not so sure, depending on what county it is, if you could even really do that anymore. So it's becoming a big problem. Even food banks are having problems, getting all of this food, because now the grocery stores are like, okay, we have all this expired food. It's still okay within a few days, so would you guys like it? Well, they don't have the people to come and pick it up. So it's actually causing a huge problem. So that's the problem I have with mandating stuff like this. I think what they should have done was basically figured out a way to implement the infrastructure and educate the public and get them on board with it. And they wouldn't have had to make a law. They could have just had it done already, and things could have eased their way into it. But for some reason, they put everything on this fast track and started like mandating and telling people, you have to, you have to, you have to. And I'm sorry, guys, as much as I agree with composting and I know that it's a good thing, and I've always known that it's a good thing, even if you think that you're not, you know, some sort of like, I don't know, lefty environmentalist or whatever. I mean, a lot of people I know that are like on the conservative side know what a treasure and a wonderful thing a compost pile can be, you know. They actually, you know, it's not garbage, it's gold. But people need to be educated on that, and they need to know, because people, and especially people who live in the cities, they have no place to put that stuff. What are you supposed to do? I mean, I know people that do worm bins in their apartments, and they try to do the right thing, but it's really hard. And if you don't have the infrastructure set up and the education, people just aren't going to do it. So that's my feeling on it. That's why I brought up composting today. I was thinking about it, and it was just something that we do every day. I had to fix up the pile yesterday and make it, you know, nice and put some extra layers on it. And I just thought about, hey, let's just do this video. So if you guys got something out of it, please let me know, and stick that in the comments. And if you like my channel, please like and subscribe and all that good YouTube stuff. And we will see you on the next one. Talk to you later. Bye.